Okay, let's just wait for the other guys to come up.
No problem.
One whiskey, 1-2, Trevor, Echo 1 on Alpha 6, do you copy? I'd really like to have Trevor finish saying what he was saying, and then I'll just have to splice these videos together at some stage. But I just figure out how I get back in now. Yeah, he says he'll be with us shortly. All right, how's it, Lawrence? I'm just waiting for Trevor to come back. I trust you well, Mr. Lawrence.
Okay.
Hey, Lawrence, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good stuff.
Interessant. Hoe nou?
Ja, het riep mij.
Net kijken wat hier.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, Trevor. I'm just waiting for your mic to start. Trevor, no audio. If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, Trevor, I see your mic has now come up, but I'm battling to unmute you. All right, Trevor, I saw you key up there. Do you copy me over? All right, I'm battling to unmute you. Do you want to try and unmute it from your side, and then you can pick up where you left off, over? All right, good stuff. Let me see if I can try. Okay, get Zoom to force him to come back in there. Now let's try to open up 2 sessions now. Okay, Trevor, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Trev, for some reason, yeah, there I see you've connected now. Let's see if I can unmute you. Still not letting me. There we go. Welcome back, Trevor. Okay, guys, we're back up on Zoom again. And I think this highlights some of the difficulties with the communication, that we can't rely on technology, number one. And then, of course, number two, the time delay is quite extensive. Trev, do you want to go continue with what you were saying on the closing, over?
Yeah, I was saying that we need to get the local comms sorted first. I mean, our on the CERT frequencies, it needs to be independent of the ham stuff. I'm not saying we don't have to use or we can't use ham frequencies, but we need to have alternates. We need to all make sure we know which frequencies we need to use if stuff really crashes. I've often seen this, that hams have got this idea that we'll just be able to communicate, but then no one knows who to call on which channel, which frequency, so that sort of thing doesn't help, especially when repeaters start to fail. And then the next thing is guys that are further out, we need to look at what our alternatives are, other than just voice. What sort of alternatives? I know that we have had chats lately about alternate types of networks that we can use, not necessarily only just HF or NVIS type scenarios, but also stuff where we can run data. And these are the sort of things that we need to look at. But if we can't get our basic VHF, UHF frequencies correct and everyone working on the stuff, then we can't actually move to the next step.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, Trevor. And, you know, even though we are 37 amateurs, of a team of 50 odd, that means that there's 17 non-amateurs that are currently on board. And we need to be able to ensure that they are not secluded. This is one of the most critical things. I see we got a miner that's joined us there. This is, I think, is one of the most critical things. We at this stage are sitting in a situation whereby the non-amateurs are secluded from what is happening. This could also be contributing to why it is that they don't actually come up on the Zoom meetings and that, because they don't feel a part of the team. And I'm trying to overcome all of that. We need to come together.
Yeah, well, then we need to get them on the CERT frequencies and make sure that the CERT network actually grows.
Absolutely. We've got to take the cost into consideration, but in all honesty, at this point, you know, if these guys have got Baofengs and cheap Chinese shit and all the rest of it, then if it means that they're going to come up and give them time to actually resolve the purchase of decent equipment, then yes, you know, I'm prepared to say that for a period of time, we need to make allowances and bend the rules a little bit, if I can put it to you that way. The other thing I'd like to try and find out is, and especially amongst the radio amateurs, guys, as radio amateurs, we might have EmComm IC 5022s lying around. Let's make a plan and get them over to me, and, you know, put a bit of a fee on it and get something back so that we can pass it on to non-amateurs. Being a commercial frequency that, or the frequencies that CERT has as commercial frequencies, there's no reason why amateurs should be sitting on excess equipment if they've got it that can be utilized in the commercial market legally. So I think we all need to reach out and have a look at it. I've even, to be quite honest, I've sold all of my commercial equipment already, just so that I can get other people up and running. And I think as radio amateurs in general, the amateurs need to tell me, look, I've got this radio. I want 800 or 1,000 Rand for it. Just bear in mind a new 5022 is in the region of about 2.5 or 3 grand. Second-hand equipment, we can't put high markups on it and everything else. Let's push it that way. Lawrence, I know that you've come in late there, not a problem at all. I'm going to just give you opportunity to listen to what's going on, and then you can come and comment as well. Pierre, your comments.
Okay. Well, first of all, you were talking earlier about making a JPOL available for people to go and test. I currently have got one that I'm not using that we can. And the other thing is, I've also got a ticket to ride, so I can move around. I have got a what do you call it? With a certificate to be able to drive around, so I can help people there if they want to test if a JPOL or something like that will give them better comms. I'm currently using my very first wood antenna that I made myself, which is Slim Jim, and that works fine. I can currently, I'm so close by that I can sit in my lap and use my handheld to connect to 625. So yeah, that's it from my side. I also think we must get the CERT frequencies out there to more people and get them all on as many as possible of the guys onto the CERT frequencies, so that we don't overutilize or get into problems with the West Rand with 625 repeater as we had this week. Yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you.
All right, Pierre, the first thing I want to say is you need to establish which of your antennas are going to give you a decent access to Alpha 4, the CERT repeater. The CERT simplex antenna is a lot lower, so we need to make sure that you are operational. Now, if you got a separate JPOL, maybe you got some extra coax as well, you and Lawrence need to touch sides. Lawrence has got 2 radios. The only thing he doesn't have is a decent base antenna. He's here in Discovery, and at the moment he can't get through on the CERT network. From the vehicle, once he's mobile and that, I don't foresee any problems, but from home base, he's got a problem. So if you want to negotiate something with Lawrence there, please do it privately on WhatsApp. Go for it, see if you can help him out, antenna, coax, connectors, whatever. And, you know, he's even on the Baofeng, I think the Baofeng 5 watts is going to be a problem through to me. But we will look at solving the situation where you might be able to take the mobile radio out of the vehicle, put it in the house. I need to resolve power supply issues and that type of thing for him. Is that okay with you, Pierre?
Yes, that's no problem. Tell me, in the present time, how available is the equipment to buy? Is it a problem to deliver or not?
Look, we'll see what the regulations actually stipulate from Friday onwards. So it'll only be released during the course of this week. I know that the radio equipment suppliers are supposed to be able to operate, but now the delivery might be a problem. From my side, I don't travel, so that there isn't the issue. If the guys that need equipment don't travel, that's going to be the biggest problem. To utilize the courier services, I'd have to find a courier service that would be prepared to deliver, so there might be cost implications. So at the moment, yes, that is a problem. For example, our project that we were working on, that Carl was working on, I needed another 2 rolls of RG58, and of course this state of disaster and lockdown kicked in before I could actually get the delivery. Like the D-germ that I ordered, it took me the better part of 5 weeks to get 30 bottles of D-germ delivered. They eventually did last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday. So that is something that we still need to overcome. Lawrence, I wanna just bring you in there. I'm trying to unmute you. Just confirm with Pierre and maybe set up, or tell me if I'm a set up a group quickly that you two have got each other's numbers, which shouldn't actually need to be done purely because you've got the contact telephone list. Add the members to your WhatsApp, to your contacts, and then you can just privately speak to each other. Lawrence, comments quickly?
Yeah, I'll just contact with Pierre, see what we can arrange to get me up, set up also.
All right, good
I've got-
stuff. I'm going to come back to you on the general comments just now. Neil, your take on everything and final words, over.
There's been quite a lot to go through of what you said. It seems the biggest problem is getting communication back from the members, that they don't want to communicate back. And somehow we need to see to get that up and going so that people relay and answer the questions far quicker. That seems like one issue to be addressed. And yeah, like with being on the CERT frequencies, like on my side in the far east in Brakpan, I just need to get some height basically, then I should also be able to get onto those frequencies. And then a person can maybe get a relay station that's in between or something to relay the frequencies to people that are further away. That also could maybe work over there. Back to you over there, Chad.
Yeah, well, this is exactly it. So I'm going to comment on what you said there, Neil. You know, again, I've asked, who's got what equipment? Update your profile. I don't see the information to move a plan forward. So to give everybody a practical example, Neil is in a hole and he cannot access the CERT repeater. But John, who is probably 10 kilometers east of him, can access the CERT repeater. Now, John fortunately does have 2 radios on his desk, which shouldn't be, I say shouldn't be a problem for John to listen to the CERT repeater, whatever we're discussing on the CERT repeater. And even if he did like I did before I put a mixer back in, use an elastic band around the microphone and retransmit on the simplex frequency, which Neil and John can communicate with each other. We're down to the simplex matrix testing. We need to know who we can talk to, how we can talk to. What is the quality of the communication? And the only way this is going to happen is when the volunteers, not just the amateurs, the volunteers have got radios, have got decent antennas up, and know who they can talk to. So for example, Trevor, you might need to plug in a second radio on your desk, retransmit the repeater CERT on CERT simplex so George can hear. That is what we need to ultimately accomplish. And the only way we can do it is by getting together on a meeting like this and saying, okay, let's be reasonable. Next Saturday morning, we need to get together. We need to test. We need to learn so that we can evaluate and then put a plan forward. Part of that planning, Trevor, what do you need? Do you need extra coax? Do you need an extra antenna? Do you need an extra radio? We can't do it. And this is where I'm battling. Anil is right. Gathering information is a problem. All right. Again, I said 10 minutes. We're 20 minutes in. Lawrence, any statements on your side?
I came in late. I had an internet problem, failure, whatever you call it. I think we had a chat during this week from a non-radio amateur. There's certain things we don't understand. We just had to learn. So we're going to rely heavy on the radio amateurs that is qualified. So yeah, I just need that learning curve and getting all my equipment ready. All
right, good stuff. Guys, I think I'm going to close down now. I see George has already posted some comments. The rest of you, please get some comments out there. I'm not going to respond on the volunteers group today or for the better part of today. Get some comments out in terms of where your concerns are. And like Lawrence, put a message out there that as a non-amateur, we are definitely going to need help. We need the amateurs who have got some experience to step up to the plate, and let's try and encourage a better overall input and involvement. I've also taken the decision that I'm going to, and I've just registered for SurveyMonkey. So I want a group of questions of 10 questions. Those of you that are currently on this meeting, send me some possible questions for the volunteers. I will send each one of them a message to go and participate in the survey in order for us to have a look at why they have difficulties joining the nets as radio amateurs, joining Zoom during the times of nets, and attending meetings on Zoom. So that is the basics of this entire hour-and-a-half meeting today. I'm trying to avoid us getting together at a centralized location, like up at the shooting range, in order to have these meetings. Even though we might have difficulty on Zoom. The other thing that I want to point out, Zoom has been costing me 300 Rand plus a month in order to avoid the 40-minute timeout. And then I've got 1 or 2 people calling up on a net or on a meeting. That's out of my pocket, guys. That's out of my pocket. That's why I stopped the package. For the past 6 months, it has not been worth my while to pay 300 Rand a month for something that isn't used for the benefit of the team as a whole. If there is more participation in Zoom, then yes, I would consider reactivating it. The same as the repeater and simplex licensing costs. That's almost 10K a year that I'm forking out here for the benefit of volunteers. So my request is, volunteers, please. I'm also a volunteer on this. Share some of the costs with me. I mean, if you think about it, at 300 Rand a month, that's 3,600 a year, plus licensing cost. That's 13,600 Rand a year that I'm personally putting into CERT. Just on those two. I haven't even implemented the voice over IP telephone system, which in itself is costing an additional 100 Rand a month. In order to ensure that I'm able to communicate with you guys in bulk on Zoom, in particular, I've got 100 meg up, 100 meg down, fiber internet connection with a static IP address. That's another 1,500 Rand a month. So even at 500 Rand, which would be a fair sort of contribution to the CERT operation, that's another 6 grand a year. We're now sitting at 19,600 that I'm investing in CERT. Some assistance and recovery of cost would be appreciated, especially when those of us with families can benefit from the licensing of the radio network outside of radio or outside of amateur radio. Not many people realize that there's almost 20K a year that I'm putting in. I also have financial difficulties. I lost 80% of the business in the last 2 to 3 years. Never mind the investment of the antenna, coax, and repeater, which in itself was 50K. So you can imagine what my credit card looks like. So the final word of encouragement, we are going to time out. Thank you guys for joining the meeting. Let's get together and start becoming a team that is working together in an impartial and neutral pattern of behavior whereby we can assist others and in particular concentrate on the saving of lives. Our neutrality and impartiality is a most definite requirement in order to benefit humanity. Those are my closing words today. So, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the coffee. I know I just got my third cup for the day. I'm about 10 behind already. And enjoy. If you, George, go and download the Excel spreadsheet. Fill it in as it is. Send me the Excel file by email. That's fine. I'll send you the frequencies, program them up on the radio and test with me. Let's see. Your analog will be known as Alpha 4. It's not on the frequency list because it is the private frequency. It's only the amateur frequencies and 4x4 frequencies that is on the CERT website under the frequency assignment. Pierre, have a look at your antenna, see what you can do. Neil, touch sides with John on a regular basis on Simplex. Stay in contact, set up a schedule, and please don't forget to put comments on the volunteers group. And also privately send me whatever questions you think I should ask on a survey, so that I can put this together today and get it out. So on that note, I'm going to say cheers. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Cheers,
Thanks for the
guys.
meeting. Okay.
Okay. I'll close the meeting once everybody's disconnected.
Okay, thanks, Chad. We'll chat again.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Trevor.